The sky above Earth darkened as the massive alien ship appeared. It came without warning, like a mountain floating in space. The ship belonged to the Cronary Empire, beings from a distant part of the galaxy. People around the world stopped what they were doing. They looked up at screens showing the giant ship that was bigger than anything humans had ever built. Fear spread across Earth like a wave. From the ship came Ambassador Vexlar. He stood 3 times taller than a human with 8 limbs and skin that shined like metal in the sun. His cold eyes scanned the room as he faced Earth's leaders. "Your planet now belongs to the Cronary Empire," Vexlar said. His voice was deep and emotionless. "You have 2 choices: serve us or die. You have 30 days to decide." The world's leaders argued about what to do. Many wanted to surrender. "We cannot fight such power," they said. "Better to live as servants than die fighting." Dr. Elena Reyes watched the alien messages over and over in her small lab. She was Earth's best language expert and had studied the stars for years. Something about Vexlar's words bothered her. "They're hiding something," she told her assistant, Michael. "Look at how they stand, how they speak. These aliens are afraid of something." While world leaders prepared to surrender, Elena formed a small team. They worked day and night, studying everything about the Cronary. They found a crashed small Cronary ship and studied its parts in secret. "Their technology isn't as advanced as they want us to think," Elena said, holding a strange crystal that powered the alien ship. "They rule through fear, not strength." On the final day, Earth's leaders stood before Vexlar in the great meeting hall. The alien looked down at them, expecting submission. "We have made our decision," said President Chen, stepping forward. Vexlar's mouth curved in what might have been a smile. "You are wise to accept our rule. Your planet will serve the Empire well." "You misunderstand," President Chen said firmly. "We did not come to surrender." Vexlar's body stiffened. "Then you choose extinction. Foolish creatures." "No," the president continued. "We choose to stand. Humans have faced threats before. We have survived ice ages, plagues, and our own wars. We will survive you." Elena watched from the back of the room. She knew the attack would come soon. But she also knew humans had something the Cronary didn't understand: hope that burned brightest in the darkest times. "Humanity does not kneel," President Chen declared. Vexlar's eyes narrowed. "Then humanity will die standing." He turned and left the room. That night, Elena looked up at the stars. Soon, they would be battlefields. The alien ship still hung in the sky like a dark promise. "They think they know what humans are," she whispered. "They have no idea what we become when threatened." The next day, the Cronary ships opened fire on Earth. The war for humanity's survival had begun. The sky burned red as Cronary ships rained fire on Earth. Their weapons hit military bases first, then cities. Buildings fell like toy blocks. The ground shook as if the planet itself was crying. Billions of people died on the first day. Those who survived ran to hide underground, in caves, or in the deep forests. The Cronary were too strong to fight directly. Deep under a mountain in Colorado, Dr. Elena Reyes worked with what remained of her team. They had saved a small Cronary scout ship during the chaos of the first attack. Now they took it apart piece by piece. "Their ships run on these crystals," Elena said, holding up a blue stone that glowed from within. "Each crystal has a special sound it makes. If we can find the right sound to break it, we might have a weapon." Captain Marcus Chen walked into the underground lab. His face was hard, his eyes empty. He had been in Tokyo when the attacks began. His family was gone now. "Will your plan work?" he asked Elena. "I don't know," she admitted, "but it's all we have." Above them, Cronary ships landed on Earth. The aliens began building bases to take Earth's resources. They didn't care about the humans still hiding. To them, humans were just pests that would die out soon. "They think we're finished," Marcus said, watching a screen showing Cronary machines digging into Earth. "They think we'll give up." Elena nodded. That's their mistake. They don't know humans. For 3 months, the survivors worked in secret. They called their plan Operation Firefly, a small light against the darkness. They took mining ships that the Chronari ignored and rebuilt them with new weapons based on what they learned. Marcus would lead the attack. 20 ships, each with 5 people, against the hundreds of Chronari ships in orbit. It seemed impossible. The night before the mission, Alina found Marcus staring at an old photo of his family. "Are you afraid?" she asked. "No," he said. "I'm angry. Humans don't break when we're afraid. We get dangerous." He put the photo away. "The Chronari should be afraid of us." At dawn, the small fleet took off from hidden bases around the world. The Chronari didn't notice them at first. Their ships were busy taking Earth's metals, water, and other resources. "Remember," Marcus told the pilots through the radio, "aim for their engine rooms. Hit the crystals with the sound weapon. Then get away fast." The human ships moved closer to the huge Chronari fleet. They were so small compared to the alien ships, like flies next to dragons. "For Earth," Marcus said quietly. Then he gave the order. "Attack." The small human ships darted between the giant Chronari vessels. The sound weapons fired, sending invisible waves that made the Chronari crystals vibrate, then crack, then explode. The first Chronari ship broke apart in a flash of blue light, then another, and another. On his command ship, Vexlar watched in shock as his fleet began to die. The humans were supposed to be defeated. Instead, they had found a way to fight back. For the first time in the war, humanity had hope. Blue explosions lit up the space around Earth. Chronari ships broke apart as their crystal engines shattered. Captain Marcus Chin flew his small ship between the giant alien vessels, dodging debris and enemy fire. "Keep moving," he shouted to his pilots. "Don't stay in one place." The human ships were small and fast. The Chronari ships were big and slow. For every human ship that was hit, 5 Chronari ships exploded. On the main Chronari ship, Ambassador Vexlar could not believe what he was seeing. Nearly half of his fleet was gone. No species had ever destroyed so many Chronari ships before. "Pull back," he ordered. "Move our ships away from Earth's orbit. We need time to think." The remaining Chronari ships retreated to the edge of the solar system. For the first time since they arrived, Earth's sky was clear of enemy ships. In the underground base, people cheered as they watched the battle on screens. Alina didn't cheer. She was busy with something else. During the attack, her team had stolen important information from a Chronari ship. "Look at this," she said when Marcus returned. She pointed to a map on her screen. "These are the locations of other Chronari bases, and this," she pointed to a bright spot far away, "might be their home world." Marcus studied the map. "We hurt them today, but they'll be back with more ships. We need a new plan." Alina nodded. "I've been thinking about that. The Chronari don't expect us to leave Earth. What if we did?" "Leave? You mean run away?" "No," Alina said. "Not run away. Spread out. Take the fight to them." For the next month, while the Chronari stayed away, humans worked on every ship they could find. Old cargo ships, research vessels, even private space yachts. Anything that could travel in space was made ready. Dr. Ameya Patel, working on a secret base on Mars, had improved the sound weapon that destroyed Chronari crystals. Now it was smaller and more powerful. "We can put these on all our ships," she told Alina by radio. "But where will everyone go?" "Everywhere," Alina replied. "The Chronari Empire has many stars. We will go to all of them." They called it the Scattered Seeds Plan. Humans would leave Earth in small groups, not as refugees, but as fighters who would attack the Empire from 100 different places. When the Chronari finally returned with new ships, they found something strange. Hundreds of human ships were leaving Earth, going in all directions. "Stop them," Vexlar ordered. But there were too many. His ships could only catch a few. Most of the human vessels slipped past and disappeared into deep space. On her ship heading toward a distant star, Elena looked back at Earth one last time. It was still there, blue and beautiful despite the scars of war. Some humans had stayed to fight on the ground. Others, like her, were taking the fight to the stars. "The Cronari think breaking our world will break our spirit," she told her crew. "They don't understand humans at all. We don't just fight for our land. We fight for each other. And now we will fight among their stars." Behind them, Earth grew smaller in the distance. Ahead, the galaxy waited. 2 months passed as human ships traveled through the darkness of space. Each ship carried a piece of Earth with it: plants, animals, books, and most importantly, the will to fight back. The Cronari Empire had never faced an enemy like humans before. Usually, when they attacked a world, its people either surrendered or died fighting for their home. No species had ever abandoned their planet to become space fighters. "Find them," the Emperor of the Cronari ordered from his distant throne world. "Find these humans and crush them." Cronari ships searched the stars, but the human vessels were small and hard to find. And when Cronari ships did find them, the humans fought with surprising strength. Captain Marcus Chen led one group of 10 ships to a small Cronari mining base. The aliens there had never seen a battle before. They didn't expect the humans to attack so boldly. "Hit their power center first," Marcus told his pilots. "Then target their ships before they can take off." The battle was quick. The humans destroyed the base and captured important Cronari maps and supplies. Before the Empire could send help, Marcus and his ships were gone, heading to another target. On a different part of the galaxy, Elena's group found something unexpected: another species that hated the Cronari. The Nelvari looked like tall birds with 4 arms and silver feathers. They had been slaves of the Empire for hundreds of years. "You fight the Cronari?" the Nelvari leader asked, his feathers rising in surprise. "No one fights the Empire and lives." Elena showed him the sound weapon that could destroy Cronari ships. "We fight them, and we win. Join us." At first, the Nelvari were afraid, but when they saw the human weapon work against a Cronari patrol ship, they began to hope. "We will help you," the Nelvari leader decided. "We know many Empire secrets." Back on Mars, Dr. Amaya Patel sent messages to all human ships. She had made the sound weapon even better. Now it could be built using parts found on many worlds. Every human group could make their own weapons. "The Empire is big," Amaya's message said, "but it is also weak in many places. Hit them where they don't expect it. Make them fear every shadow." The Cronari Emperor was angry. Reports came from all parts of his empire about human attacks. Worse, other species were beginning to help the humans. The Diraxi, rock-like beings who could do math better than any computer, were teaching humans how to break Cronari codes. "These humans are like a disease," the Emperor told his war leaders. "They spread and infect everything they touch." He didn't understand that humans had turned their greatest loss into their greatest strength. By losing Earth, they had gained the stars. On a captured Cronari station, Marcus watched ships coming and going. Some carried humans. Others carried Nelvari, Diraxi, and other species who had joined the fight. "The Empire thought they were just hunting humans," he said. "Now they're facing something worse." "What's that?" a Nelvari asked. Marcus smiled. "Hope, and it's spreading faster than they can stop it." 1 year after leaving Earth, humans had spread across many star systems. What began as running away had turned into something the Cronari never expected: a growing rebellion. On a small moon far from any major Cronari base, leaders from different species met in secret: humans, Nelvari, Diraxi, and others who had suffered under the Empire sat together in a large cave. "The Cronari have ruled for thousands of years," said Zavra, a Nelvari elder. "They are too strong to defeat." Elena stood up. She had traveled for months to reach this meeting. No empire lasts forever. The Cronari rule through fear, not strength. When people stop being afraid, the Empire will fall. She showed them new information that human ships had gathered. The Chronari weren't as powerful as everyone thought. Most of their ships and weapons were very old. They hadn't created anything new in centuries. They'd forgotten how to invent, Alina explained. They'd just take what other species make. Marcus arrived late to the meeting. His face was harder now, with new scars. He had been fighting on the front lines. We hit 3 supply bases last month, he told the group. Each time, we found the same thing. The Chronari are running out of crystal fuel. They can't replace their ships as fast as we destroy them. The Diraxi leader, a being made of living stone. The Chronari Emperor sat on his crystal throne, his 8 limbs tense with anger. Around him stood his war council, the highest leaders of the Empire. None wanted to be the one to speak first. Tell me again, the Emperor said, his voice low and dangerous, how these humans continue to defy us. Admiral Crovel stepped forward. Great Emperor, the humans fight in ways we have never seen. They don't protect territory. They attack and then disappear. Worse, they have united with other species. The Emperor's eyes narrowed. Other species? Which ones? The Nelvari, the Diraxi, and now even the Morax have joined them. Their alliance grows stronger each day. This news made the Emperor rise from his throne. The Morax were dangerous fighters with thick armor. If they had joined the humans, the situation was worse than he thought. We have ruled the stars for 10,000 years, the Emperor said. We will not be defeated by primitives. It is time to show them the true power of the Empire. He turned to his weapons master. Prepare the Star Killers. The room went silent. Star Killers were the Empire's most terrible weapons, kept secret for centuries. They could destroy an entire planet in minutes. Which world should we target first, Emperor? Asked the weapons master. The Nelvari homeworld, the Emperor said. They were the first to join the humans. Their punishment will be a message to all who defy us. 3 days later, a special Chronari ship arrived at the Nelvari homeworld. Before anyone could react, it fired a beam of energy into the planet's core. The beautiful blue world cracked like an egg, then exploded into dust and fire. Billions of Nelvari died instantly. The Empire broadcast images of the destruction to every corner of the galaxy. The message was clear: join the humans, and your world dies. But the Emperor had made a terrible mistake. On Alliance ships throughout the galaxy, beings watched the destruction with horror and then rage. Instead of frightening them into surrender, the sight of the Nelvari world dying united them as nothing else could have. Alina was meeting with Diraxi leaders when the news came. She watched the images in silence, tears running down her face. He thinks this will make us give up, she said finally. He doesn't understand. When humans have nothing left to lose, we fight hardest. Messages flowed between Alliance ships. Species that had been neutral now reached out to join. The destruction of the Nelvari world had shown everyone that the Emperor would never allow peace. Marcus was leading a raid when he heard the news. His hands gripped the controls of his ship so tightly they left marks. Set course for Alliance Command, he told his crew. The war just changed. On a hidden base built into an asteroid, Alliance leaders gathered for an emergency meeting. The room was filled with anger and grief. The Emperor thinks he's shown his power, Alina told them. But he's shown us something else, his fear. He wouldn't use such a weapon unless he was afraid of losing. She looked around at the faces of different species, all united now in purpose. The Empire has played its strongest card, she said. Now we play ours. Dr. Amiya Patel had not slept in 3 days. Since the destruction of the Nelvari world, she had worked without stopping in her lab on Mars. The sound weapon that broke Chronari crystals was good, but she needed something better. I found it, she said finally, her voice tired but excited. The Chronari don't just use crystals for their ships. They use them to talk to each other. She showed Alina and Marcus her discovery through a video call. All Chronari had small crystals in their heads that connected them to each other and the Emperor. If we changed the sound weapon, Amaya explained, we can send messages directly into their minds. Alina understood immediately. We can tell them the truth about the Empire. For weeks, Alliance ships gathered information. They captured Chronari messages, studied their language, and prepared a special broadcast. The Diraxi helped create a message that would make sense to Chronari minds. The message was simple but powerful. The Empire was lying to its people. The Emperor kept most resources for himself and the high leaders. Regular Chronari lived no better than conquered species. And now, the Empire was losing the war. Marcus led the most dangerous mission of his life to place special devices near the main Chronari communication centers. These devices would send the message into the Chronari crystal network. This is more dangerous than fighting, he told his team. If we're caught, we'll never escape. But they weren't caught. The devices were placed, and on a single day, the message went out to every Chronari in the Empire. The effect was immediate and shocking. On Chronari worlds, fights broke out between those who believed the message and those who stayed loyal to the Emperor. Ship crews turned against their commanders. Some Chronari even contacted the Alliance, offering to help. The Empire is breaking apart, Alina told the Alliance leaders. They're fighting each other now. The Emperor was furious. He ordered loyal ships to bomb any Chronari world that showed signs of rebellion. For the first time in history, Chronari were killing Chronari. During this confusion, Marcus led a bold attack on a major Imperial shipyard. His ships slipped past the distracted defenses and captured 5 advanced Chronari warships before anyone could stop them. The Empire built these ships to destroy us, Marcus told his pilots. Now we'll use them to save everyone. With these new ships, the Alliance could reach parts of the Empire they couldn't before. The path to the throne world, the heart of the Empire, was opening. On his crystal throne, the Emperor watched as his empire fell into chaos. Reports came from every direction about rebellions, lost ships, and Alliance attacks. Find the human leaders, he ordered his loyal commanders. Bring them to me alive. I want to kill them myself. But it was too late. The empire that had stood for 10,000 years was now fighting itself. And the Alliance, led by humans who had refused to kneel, was growing stronger every day. The final battle was coming. While the Chronari fought each other, Alina prepared for the most dangerous mission yet. They needed to find the throne world, the hidden planet where the Emperor lived. All paths in the Empire lead to the throne world, she told the Alliance leaders. But we don't know where it is. The Emperor has kept it secret for thousands of years. The Diraxi had studied the Chronari star maps and found a pattern. All major trade routes avoided a certain area of space. Nothing was there on the maps, but ships always went around it. That empty space is hiding something, said the Diraxi leader. It must be the throne world. But knowing where to look wasn't enough. They needed exact coordinates and information about the defenses. There is one place that has all the information we need, Alina said. The central data repository on Cronus AX. It holds every secret of the Empire. Cronus AX was the most heavily guarded place in the Empire after the throne world itself. No enemy had ever attacked it and lived. Alina led a small team of humans, Nelvari, and friendly Chronari who had joined the Alliance. They used a captured Imperial ship and wore Chronari armor as disguises. Remember, she told her team, we're not there to fight. We get in, find the data, and get out. Their ship landed at the repository without trouble. The Chronari guards were more worried about the civil war than checking ships carefully. Inside, the team moved quickly through the massive building. It was filled with thousands of crystal data cores that glowed with a soft blue light. The friendly Chronari, named Vex X, led them to the secure section. The throne world data will be in the Imperial chamber, he whispered. Only high commanders can enter. They had to fight their way past 2 guard posts. They stunned the guards instead of killing them, but the alarms still went off. "We have 10 minutes before more guards arrive," Elena said. "Hurry." In the Imperial chamber, they found what they were looking for. A special crystal contained all the information about the throne world, its location, defenses, and the palace layout. "Download everything," Elena ordered. 2 team members were killed as they fought their way back to the ship, but they escaped with the precious data. Back at the Alliance base, Marcus waited anxiously. When Elena's ship arrived, he was the first to meet her. "Did you get it?" he asked. Elena held up the crystal. "Everything we need. The throne world exists, and we know how to reach it." Alliance leaders gathered to see the information. The throne world was hidden in a special cloud that blocked sensors. Its defenses were the strongest in the Empire. Thousands of ships guarded it. "We can't fight through that," said a Morax commander. "We won't need to," Marcus replied. "The civil war has spread. Half the guard ships have left to fight elsewhere." Elena studied the maps of the Imperial Palace. "There's something else. The Emperor has a special weapon that can destroy stars. If he thinks he's losing, he'll use it." The room went quiet. They all remembered what happened to the Nelvari world. "Then we need to strike before he can use it," Marcus said. "It's time to end this war." The final attack was planned. The Alliance would hit the throne world with everything they had. The day of the final attack came. Alliance ships gathered in the empty space near the hidden throne world. There were ships of every kind, from small human fighters to huge Morax battle cruisers. "The Emperor has ruled for too long," Marcus told the pilots. "Today we end his power forever." Dr. Ameya Patel had created something special for this battle. Special ships would go in first and explode their engines in a certain way. The explosions would create blind spots in the Chronary defenses. "They won't see us coming until we're already there," Ameya explained. The volunteer pilots knew they would die in these explosions. Still, many stepped forward to help. They were from all species, including some Chronary who had joined the Alliance. "For our future," said one Nelvari pilot before entering his ship. "For those who cannot see it." The first wave launched. 20 ships flew straight at the hidden throne world. When they reached the defense line, they activated their engines in a special way. Massive explosions lit up space, creating waves that blinded the Chronary sensors. "Now," Marcus shouted. The main attack force shot forward through the blind spots. The battle was unlike anything ever seen before. Human tactics confused the Chronary commanders. Alliance ships attacked from unexpected angles, using the throne world's moon for cover, striking quickly then moving away. Meanwhile, Elena led a small team to the surface of the throne world. Their mission was the most important of all: take control of the Emperor's communication system and broadcast the truth to every being in the Empire. "The palace is ahead," Elena told her team as they flew low over the Golden City. "Ready your weapons." They landed on a small platform and fought their way into the palace. The Chronary guards were surprised by the attack. They hadn't thought anyone could reach the throne world. Back in space, the Emperor realized he was losing. Alliance ships had destroyed most of his defenses. "Activate the Star Destroyer," he ordered. "If I cannot have my empire, no one will." The massive weapon began to power up. It would make the throne world's sun explode, killing everyone in the system, including the Emperor himself. But Ameya had expected this. She had studied the Chronary weapon and found a way to use its power differently. "Formation Delta," Marcus ordered. Alliance ships arranged themselves in a special pattern around the sun. As the Emperor's weapon fired at the sun, the Alliance ships used their modified crystals to catch the energy and redirect it. The Emperor watched in shock as his throne world's defenses began to overload. His weapon was supposed to destroy the sun, but instead, it was destroying his own power. "Impossible," he shouted. Elena's team reached the communication center. Fighting was heavy, but they pushed forward. Many died, but they had come too far to fail now. For Earth, Elena said as she activated the broadcast system. For all the worlds that suffered, the Emperor's star was turning to ash, but not in the way he had planned. And soon, his empire would follow. The throne world shook as the Emperor's weapon turned against him. Towers fell and crystal buildings shattered. In the communications center, Elena and her team worked quickly to send their message. People of the galaxy, Elena's voice reached every corner of the Empire. The Emperor has fallen. His weapon has failed. The alliance of free beings has taken the throne world. She showed images of the battle, of the Emperor's palace burning, of alliance ships controlling the space above the planet. Most importantly, she showed the truth about the Empire, how it had lied to its own people for thousands of years. No more will any species kneel to another, she said. Today marks the beginning of freedom for all. The Emperor, seeing his defeat, tried to escape in a small ship. Marcus spotted it leaving the planet. That's him, he told his pilots. The Emperor is running. They chased the ship through the debris of battle. The Emperor was a skilled pilot, but he was alone and afraid. Marcus's ships surrounded him. Surrender, Marcus called to him. Your empire is gone. The Emperor's ship turned suddenly and fired at Marcus. It was a final, desperate move. Marcus easily avoided the shot and fired back. The Emperor's ship exploded in a burst of blue light. 10,000 years of chronary rule ended in that moment. In the days that followed, representatives from all species gathered on the throne world. They met in the great hall where the Emperor once sat. His crystal throne had been broken and removed. What do we build now? Asked a Nelvari leader. The Empire is gone, but something must take its place. Marcus, now chosen to speak for humanity, stepped forward. We build something better. Not an empire ruled by fear, but a union of equals. Each species governs itself, but we work together on things that affect us all. They drafted a new galactic charter. Its first words, suggested by Elena, were, "No sentient species shall ever kneel to another." The former Empire worlds joined the new galactic union one by one. Even many chronari, freed from their Emperor's control, became part of it. 5 years later, Elena stood on a hill overlooking New Earth. The original Earth was still healing from the chronari attack, but humans had built new cities on other worlds. Marcus joined her, older now with gray in his hair. The Union Council meets next week, he said. The Diraxi have some new trade proposals. It's strange, Elena said, looking at the busy city below. The chronari thought they would break us when they attacked Earth. Instead, they made us stronger than we ever could have been alone. Marcus nodded. Humans never fight harder than when everything seems lost. That's what the Emperor never understood. In the night sky above them, thousands of stars shined. Once, those stars had belonged to an empire built on fear. Now they were home to free peoples who worked together. The Empire's stars had turned to ash, and from that ash, a better galaxy had risen. No species would ever kneel again. Asterisk, the end asterisk,